So here's what we're not going to do. We are not going to shame women for being single at any age, 20s, 30s, 40s, whatever, I don't care. I know this comment was not directed at me, but I still want to talk about it. You do not know the reasons why someone is single. Women, men, whatever, but we're going to focus on women here. You don't know if she chose to prioritize her career, her education, whatever. You don't know if maybe she already has been married. She already has settled down and it wasn't for her. Maybe she lost her partner. Maybe she's just focusing on herself. Maybe she enjoys her own time. Maybe she loves herself and her freedom so much that she isn't gonna settle. We forget that it's okay to be single. It's okay to be on your own. You know what's not okay? Having to depend on someone else for your happiness or having to have a partner. I know so many people who are stuck in relationships, marriages, for whatever reason that they are miserable in. That's okay, but being single isn't? Why? Why is our society so obsessed with relationships that we forget it's okay to be on your own? It's okay to do the work to get to the point where you're okay on your own. It took me a long time to get there. I spent my entire 20s in relationships. Got married when I was 22. I got divorced at 25, so that worked out well. Spent the rest of my 20s in long-term relationships, and it wasn't until I was 31 that I told myself, no, Brittany, you are gonna make yourself stay single. You are not gonna just bounce from one relationship to another without healing from the last one. And this last breakup was the hardest of my life. And it has led to the most growth out of any of them because I have put in the work. I have gone to therapy. I have forced myself to learn to love myself and love my own company. So if a woman in her 30s or 40s, whatever, wants to be single, how about we just take a step back before leaving comments like this and we just realize, I really don't know what her reasons may be. And guess what? It's not my business what her reasons may be. So let's just think a little bit before we post stupid things on the internet that really don't affect us. Thank you.
So what sign are you? What do you like to do for fun? Oh, you skateboard? That's so cool. I really love your tattoo right on your elbow. What does it mean? How aware are you of your childhood traumas and what are you doing to actively work on them so that you don't project that shit onto me? You're in therapy, right? How do you handle conflict? What does accountability mean to you? How about integrity? Oh, you don't believe in God? Check! Oh, no, that's totally okay. See, this is why I picked a coffee shop. Aren't you glad you didn't spend $100 on me on dinner? Check, please! It's been fun.
You listen to me and you listen good. I am funny. I am smart. I have my shit together. I know how to have a good time. I read books and have shit to talk about. I love hard. I like to do the thing where I rub my fingers really lightly and gently on your back until you fall asleep. I cuddle at first and then I give you your space because we both get too hot. I'm responsible. I make my own money. I want to push us to meet our goals. I like to work out. And I look like this.
I cannot get enough of these women over 30 complaining about how hard it is to date as a woman over 30. It is just mind-bending how many of these chicks are out there struggling, lonely, depressed, angry, especially at the fact of like men are literally letting them know what the problem is. As the woman in the first clip that we feature tonight, she was responding to a guy who actually said, in a very polite way, he said, you know, have you ever thought that at this point in your life, the problem may be you? Instead of her going, you know what, let me think about that. Well, let me self-reflect on that for a bit and I'll get back to you. No, instead she creates a response video getting all unhinged because she's saying like, hey, you know what we're not going to do from now on? Shame women for being single. Doesn't matter. You don't shame women who's single in their 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. Well, FYI, we don't shame women who are in their 20s and still single, right? The ones that we do shame are the ones who are beyond the age of 30, because at that point, now you have been dating long enough to where you have to ask yourself, why are you still single? What are you looking for? Especially as a female, you have had the world at your fingertips. You have had a world of options come your way in the name of men, right? Many of these chicks, as I always tell you guys, take a look. Are any of them like, ugly or obese or gross where no guy would want them? No. Most of them are pretty decent looking, right? I will give them that. Now, most of them are pretty cute, if not hot. So there is absolutely no reason for them to still be single. This is why I do not feel sorry for these women, because I know, as somebody who's been out there for the last 3 decades as a professional pickup artist, that these girls who are just average looking, I mean, even the ones we featured tonight, right? 6s, maybe 7s if I want to be generous, can walk into a venue and completely steal the attention, completely outgame me, right? Just by their looks alone and the fact that they have a vagina between their legs, right? They have an immense amount of power in society. I mean, that's why they say there's no bigger power out there than the power of the P, right? It's like having a superpower. You could get people to do you favors. You could get people to give you money. You could get people to let you live at their place for free. You could get free cars, free vacations, free dinners, obviously, free food, you name it, free clothes, if you got that between your legs and you're the least bit cute. That's all you need. So I do not feel bad for these women, right? It's kind of like a guy who, had billion-dollar opportunities thrown his way his entire life by people who just wanted to give him this money. He's like, no, I don't want those billions. Nope, I don't like it. I don't want it. And then the person turns 30 and now they're broke and homeless. How do you feel sorry for somebody like that? It's like, why didn't you take some of those billions that people were just throwing your way? How do you feel sorry for that person? You don't, right? You don't. Okay? You don't. And this... Yeah, you can't get enough of this, right? But here these women are now at the age of 30, and this is why so many, and I'm really glad, by the way, that more and more men are coming alive and being enlightened by this knowledge and are starting to call these women out on their hypocrisy. Okay? They're starting to call them out on their hypocrisy and their lack of accountability. Right? None of these chicks take responsibility, right? They have a million excuses for why they were still single. The chick in the first clip, she was like, you know what? Stop shaming women over 30 that are still single. She could have, there's many reasons why she could still be single, mister. She could be, her career. Maybe she wasn't ready. Maybe she was too young. No. Because I've always said, when a woman is in her 20s, she has 2 choices, right? You have 2 choices as a woman in your 20s. You either A, find a man, a good man, to marry and settle down with, or B, you ride the carousel. That's it. And if you choose option B, which is to ride the carousel, you will stay on that carousel for the rest of your days. I will tell you that now, statistically, just by my own observation, and definitely from watching a lot of these, these vids, these clips that we use on our channel here to educate you guys, these women will never get off, right? Never get off. It's just every year there's more and more guys who get up inside of that, who yak inside of them in every hole, their face, their mouth, the back of their ass, you name it, right? So as every year goes by and they sleep with more and more men, they become more dysfunctional, more crazy, more angry towards men, and they have obviously ruined their opportunity to find a good man that they can just stay in a normal, healthy relationship with, because they can't now, because now they're super dysfunctional because they've had so many men in between their legs. I mean, this is actually based on research. I've done this coaching video on my channel a year ago where I found several studies for women who sleep with more than 10 partners. More than 10 partners means she has a 33% more likelihood that the relationships she gets in are not going to work out. 33% once she crosses 10, right? Once she crosses 5, I believe it's half of that. So, I mean, good luck finding a woman who hasn't slept with, less than 5 guys. That in itself is pretty difficult to find, right? Regardless, she is upset that people are shaming her for being single. But again, I mean, all of these, it's hilarious to me because all of these clips would stop if these chicks would just take some form of responsibility for their poor decisions and just say, yeah, I chose poorly. I should have rethought this. I gotta stop dating these bad men who mistreat me, because that's what it always boils down to. These girls don't want a good man. They don't. As much as they complain, or I want a good man. I just want somebody I can love, and don't fumble when you get this. That's so arrogant, by the way, right? The chick in the third clip with the lips and the sleeve tats and the fake curls in her hair. She did the fake extensions. All of that's a red flag in itself, by the way. I mean, once I see a girl with like the fake curls and definitely the lip injections, I'm like, this chick is a walking red flag. This chick is faker than a Chinese Rolex. No, not going there. All right, but here she was talking about like, I rub your neck. She's like talking all softly. If you're with me, I rub your neck, I rub your back, I treat you good, and you get all this, look at this, don't F it up, don't fumble the ball. It's like, what level of conceit do you have to be like talking as if you still have power? That chick is closing in, she looks to be like she's closing in on 40. No, those days are done. Maybe 20 years ago, you'd be able to, talk all that smack. But even then, I mean, that to me is a turnoff when a woman is lacking humbleness and just the ability to be just meek, right? I don't like that. And most guys don't. They don't like women who are, just constantly like chest thumping like that. I mean, that's something guys do. I don't want to see that in my chick, right? Yeah. So the fact that she's sitting there and talking about as if she still has that, that level of leverage she did 20 years ago. It just tells you how delusional all of these women over 30 are. And of course, without fail, what do they always mention, right? What do they always mention in their videos? They mention the fact that they are seeing a therapist. And then some of them even try to harp on the fact that you should be seeing a therapist too. So I know that you're not going to bring your childhood traumas on me. The only people who do that are women, right? The only people I see doing that are women. Men don't need therapists. We read books. We educate ourselves. We're introspective. We don't need a psychologist. We don't need a therapist unless there's like some deep dive stuff we need to fix. But we are able to self-repair, right? We all have some kind of childhood trauma, right? Any childhood traumas we have, we are able to figure it out on our own because we hold ourselves accountable, right? We call ourselves names when we're not like, getting things done. We're like, come on, man, get it done, you little bitch. We talk to ourselves like that. Whereas women will never talk to themselves like that. They will never be introspective like that because they already think that they are just too good for that. I'm just too good for that. No, I'm the prize. I'm too good for that. I don't need to do any self-reflection. I'll just give my credit card over to the therapist and he'll tell me whatever I want to hear, which is what they do, right? I mean, every chick that there was only really one chick that I dated, my ex from 2006, who decided to see a therapist, and that chick came back 1,000 times worse, 1,000 times more arrogant, 1,000 times more full of herself, 1,000 times more unbearable. She wasn't even able to have a conversation with me anymore. I mean, that really ruined it. That was really the end of the end. But, and I've seen other women who've gone to therapy, and it's like, this person just becomes more, irrational and hard to deal with, right? They just become more difficult. So why would anybody want that? Regardless, guys, drop your comments below. Let me know what you think of these ladies that we featured in tonight's coaching video. Any comments you want to share, anything that I might have missed here, drop them in the comments below. As always, this is M from the 33 Secrets, signing out here. Don't forget to smash the like button, smash the subscribe button, smash that notification bell as well so that you're notified whenever I release a brand new coaching video here on the YouTube. More importantly, guys, please make sure that if you love my work, if you love what I'm teaching here, it's adding value to your life, if you want to help me out, jump into 7 months of mastery. You're going to get a ton of value out of it. This is my personal program where I teach you how to go out there and approach and close the youngest, hottest, and most beautiful looking women in the world. I'm talking about 8s, 9s, and 10s. I'm not talking about single moms, divorced single moms, damaged women over 30, women with 5 therapists. No, I'm talking about the cream of the crop, just young, attractive, beautiful, and very classic and traditional women who are not like modern women. I teach you where to find these girls, how to cold approach them, and how to bring them into your life. I have many successful students around the world now, many of which have gotten married and had children and had families. It's crazy, with women that are, that are beyond, let's say, a bit out of their league, to put it nicely, right? They were able to get women who were more attractive than they would normally have gotten if they hadn't been in mastery, and women that they probably would not have found if they had never gone through my mastery program and learned my teachings, right? So I teach you this stuff, and I teach you from a red pill perspective. I'm a professional pickup artist. I've been out there for the last 3 decades now. I've been coaching men since the 90s, so I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm doing. I know how to find these girls. I still go out to this very day, and so I'm still fresh in the game, and you're gonna learn a ton and get a ton out of value out of my 7 months of mastery program, right? And it's really easy to sign up. Well, right now it's only $1 for the entire first month of coaching lessons, so take advantage of it. All you need to do is click the link below in my description box. It will take you over to my website where you can get signed up right now. It just takes 2 seconds, so do that now, and I will see you in my next coaching video. I'm out.